Hi guys, I am Leslie Patterson and I am here with all of these amazing Xterra pros at the NV Composite Factory in Utah, and we're here for the Xterra National Championships. So I am actually going to go through each of these athletes and I'm going to introduce them and ask them some really horrible questions, and hopefully we can get relaxed and have some fun with it, because we all know each other pretty well, so let's get into it. So I'm going to start with Ruben. Ruben, buddy, yes! Wearing his specialized top. So Ruben is from Spain, and he has an amazing, an amazing career. Two-time Xterra World Champ, current champion in fact, and he's won the last 7 races, dude? Yeah. Last 7 in a row. Wow. In fact, he probably doesn't understand anything I'm saying right now. It's like a Scottish person and a Spanish person together. Which leads me to my first question. So Ruben, if you came into transition and someone had stolen your bike, what would you say in Spanish?
What I say in Spanish?
Yeah. If someone had stolen your bike.
Jeez, where is my bike?
That's not Spanish.
But in Spanish say, mierda, ¿dónde está mi bici?
You'd say something more than that. Come on, buddy. You're like,
Me cago en todos los muertos.
So what is fucking Spanish?
What?
What is fucking Spanish?
Is joder. It's joder. Fuck is joder.
Awesome. I'll be saying that tomorrow then. I'll be saying that at the race.
This we are cut this, no? All of
So Emma Gerard, another amazing athlete. You've had an amazing season this year. In fact, you won your first Xterra race at England a few weeks back. Woohoo!
Yeah.
But what is more impressive is the fact that you're a new mother. And I have a pretty cool question, because I was jealous of your breasts last year, just so you know. But aside from that, tell us, what's the most interesting place that you've had to breastfeed so far?
Come
on, that's
T2.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of places.
What about pre-race? Is it important to, you know?
It is important, well, at least last year it was, to make sure you breastfeed soon enough before the race, so you know, you're not carrying that extra load. But yeah, you know, mostly.
How does that work for the guys around here then, in terms of carrying it? Do they have to do something the night before in case they carry extra load? That was really bad. That was really bad. Okay, moving on. Anyway, so Mr. Dan Hugo, fine sir. So I met you when.
I thought you did splendidly. Well done.
So I had the pleasure of meeting Dan.
My breasts? Are we?
I'm afraid we're going to jump to that.
I feared that was the transition.
So you thought I was bad.
Dave, I'll have you any day.
No, you've got breasts. He's got no. So Dan, I met him on a shoot for the swimsuit edition of Triathlete magazine. I'm really going to go there, buddy. So, just so you know, my husband's actually sat behind here. Simon, my husband, liked to post on Facebook afterwards that you have silver dollar nipples. So he calls them
silver dollar.
Yeah, they're like these massive nipples. They're like silver.
Was he jealous?
Is it the areola? It's the areola, not the nipple itself.
He was totally jealous. That was the only fault he could find about you. He had to find one. So I think you should show us your
I'll tell you what. I'll make you a deal. If Emma leads, I'll follow.
Boom. I think we should move on from there. So Mr. Ben, you are known as being part of the famous couple of Jackie and Ben.
I'm a bit scared after
So if you were to ask Jackie to marry you, how would you do it?
I even got grilled this morning about it. Got put on the spot. I'm in the doghouse already. Somewhere away from Xterra. Somewhere nice and quiet, maybe on a relaxed beach in the sun. watching the sunset, somewhere like that.
Right. All right. Watch out there, Jeff. Awesome. So Josiah, so I know your son is here with you on the trip, and you took him out in the course, like almost the whole thing today, right?
I know. Don't tell Child Protective Services.
How old is he?
He's 10.
He's 10.
Yeah, so we rode most of the course. We just missed Wheeler Canyon. We rode the whole rest of the course.
Oh my goodness.
He did great, but we stopped a few times. You know, juice box, snack pack.
Okay.
And those were for you?
Perfect.
That's right,
And he didn't have anything to eat.
So tell me this: what's one piece of womanly advice you would give him? So when he's asking his first girl out on a date, what piece of advice would you give him?
Steer clear of triathletes.
Awesome. Alrighty, Mr. Brady boy.
What did you dig up on me?
So you are known among these circles as training with Flora and Dan. So you are part of a threesome. Now, was this something you'd always dreamed of? And how has your first experience been?
Every young boy's dream, I don't know.
Isn't it supposed to be 2 girls and a guy for every guys?
It depends on your preference, I guess.
Okay.
Don't discriminate.
Excellent.
Back home we actually have been named, unfortunately or fortunately, the 3 of us. Brenora. I just like that they've used. I just like that they've used the first 2 syllables of my name first.
Oh, that's awesome. Now, Flora, you've been training with these guys and having a great time. So you've come over from ITU and you're a 2-time Olympian, which is very impressive. And I know those ITU girls can be a bit bitchy. So what is one of the most awful things that one of the girls in the pack, what they've said to you?
What they've said to me, well, honestly, I'm usually the one screaming at them in the back. Get freaking moving, I'm not a bus towing you around. But the only tense moments are really in the swim, and I don't think it's intentional, but there's definitely some hands that pull your wetsuits down and that sort of thing. But I have once come out of the water with 2 black eyes, so that's probably the worst. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But so Xterra's lovely compared to
you're
that.
loving it. Well, you just come out around all the boys, so that's going to be a lot better.
I just swim on Dan's feet.
Hey, tickle his toes, get to the bunions. Okay. Excellent. Who have I not pulled apart yet? Mauricio. So Mauricio, we've been working together as coach and athlete for about a year now, and one of my favourite things about Mao is that he sings in the shower. But Mao, I'm not going to make you sing because Simon was like, that's really, really cruel. But what's one of your favourite songs at the moment that you'll be listening to before the race?
Before the race, maybe something like, I don't know why I like to listen like kind of music, you know, like romantic stuff.
Katy Perry.
Yeah, I would love to listen to some of that before the race just to calm down a little bit.
Okay, a little bit of romance with your girlfriend. I've heard him sing, and let me tell you, you're glad I didn't ask him to sing. So, Susie, I think you're the last one. So you obviously ride for Luna, and I always think of bloody food whenever I'm around you. Like those bars, I'm always hungry. So if you were a kitchen utensil, what kitchen utensil would you be?
I would be an electric mixer.
Ooh, interesting, because
you get to touch all the goody little bits that are going into the mixture, the bread or the cookies or the bars or whatever. You get to mix it all up and taste it all.
Right.
Get the best taste.
I like it.
Get the first taste of anyone.
Oof, boys, watch out. Awesome. So I'm afraid we're going to go with some other questions. We have from Liz Hitchens here from Triathlete Magazine. These are going to be somewhat boring in comparison, but hopefully we've livened it up. So I'm going to ask Emma first. So Emma, what does it mean to have won your first major Xterra title?
Yeah, it means a lot. I've been competing in Xterra for a long time, and especially this season after quite a few second places. It was a big relief, but yeah, it meant a lot.
Does it give you some more confidence, sort of moving forward?
It does, yeah. It makes me a little bit more relaxed going into this race, knowing that I have won a race, not wondering if I'm ever really going to win one or if I'm just going to, you know, be one step below winning. So, yeah, it makes me more relaxed coming into this race. And
nice. Yeah. Now, do you ever take Torren with you when you're training?
I do, yeah. I pull him behind a chariot or push him in a jogging stroller. It's great training.
Yeah, give you some biceps.
Yeah, and early on I had him in his little car seat by the side of the pool. But yeah.
Nice. Now, Tina Wilmot from Endurance Sportswear said, in fact, Tina, what did she say? She said that she understands that you discovered Xterra while working as a photojournalist at the National Championship when I was in Nevada. And how long ago was it that you could imagine yourself being in this position with the potential to win the title?
So yeah, that was in 2005 that I covered the event. And I think after covering it, I really wanted to do it and kind of thought I could do it, and it was never something that I had the intention of being a professional at. I basically wanted to complete the course. So yeah, it was a couple years later that I had improved enough that I was able to get my pro license, and yeah, it's been, you know, I think the fact that I've just been able to steadily improve every year has kind of kept me going, but yeah, that's how I got started. So.
Yay! And I know they had a big after party at Xterra England when you won. Did you chug any beers?
I did have a few beers. Yeah.
Excellent, excellent. I can imagine you're a bit mad and crazy when you've had a few beers. Maybe bit of dancing.
Yeah.
Excellent. All right, so Flora, so can you talk about how you discovered Xterra and why have you made it the focus of this year?
Well, there's probably two parts to that answer, or that question, sorry. My coach, Neil Henderson, has always pushed me to venture into Xterra. He used to coach Jamie Whitmore, who was Xterra superstar. So he saw me and was like, ooh, this girl might do well. So there was that, and then obviously doing well at Maui last year inspired me. And then perhaps maybe being involved with Dan has
Oh my God, she's admitted it. Oh.
I know. The secret's out.
Yes.
They're still sitting on the opposite ends of the room.
Yeah, we don't want people to really know. But if I wanted to see him, I had to race Xterra. So I was like, well, let's see.
Might as well. Good answer. For the love of a good man. I like it.
There we go.
What's my excuse to my husband? He don't do jack shit. Okay, so for Josiah, why do you think you thrive on tough courses like this?
I don't know for sure, but I kind of discovered Xterra after moving to Colorado, and I really thought that, at first I dabbled with road triathlon a little bit, and everything about where I live and train has gravitated me more and more to Xterra, and it just makes sense for where I live.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about sustained climbing, and that's pretty much all I do, and it's, I don't necessarily have the build to be just a climbing specialist, but it works for where I live and how I train. So sure. I think, it works out that way.
And how much do you love this course? Is it looking in good shape this year?
Yeah, a very good course for me. I mean, just the altitude that it sits at and the sustained climbing, and a lot of the climbs are a little bit shallower, and so I can use some power on those climbs too. And so, it should be a perfect course for me.
Nice. I'm just gutted you don't have the beard.
I'm trying to go back, but it's going to be a couple more weeks.
Because everyone knows a man with a beard is a man with a secret.
Ooh.
So he's obviously not got any secrets right now, but I'm sure you have plenty. So Brad, second in the Pro Series right now. What's been the key to your success? And don't say the threesome. Might be it.
I think it's as with most things in life, there's a lot of luck. Dan should have probably won 2 of them where he punctured in Vegas and decided to fly in the day before the race in Alabama from Africa or somewhere. I don't know. Bad planning on his part. So if he's not going to take it, I'll take it, I guess. But no, I'm very happy to be as high up as I am. It's been an up and down year, I guess. But I'm very happy to be sitting second in the series, and I hope to defend it on Saturday.
Nice. Now, have you got a girlfriend yet? Are we going to break this threesome up and make it a foursome?
I'm pretty comfortable in the threesome at the moment.
I was going to say, ladies, he is single. He is single.
Single and ready to mingle.
Nice. So Susie, so talk about this race and the town and the atmosphere and what you like about this race.
Unlike Josiah, I do not love the altitude of this race, but the people here are so amazing that I have a homestay for 2 weeks, so I can come out early and get a little bit of acclimation going. So the people are just so welcoming and friendly, and happy to have me here. I've been staying with the same homestay for 3 years now, for 2 weeks at a time. So I think that just says a lot about the community.
Yeah.
And they're active, and they are huge supporters of the race, and me, of course. But it's just a beautiful place. I love the mountains, and I would move here in a heartbeat if I could.
Totally.
Because it's just a great town. And
nice. And in fact, last week you were swimming in the lake where the race takes place, and you were actually swimming with one of the athletes that I coach. And he asked you if you were doing the race he was doing last weekend. He said, "No, I'm doing Xterra." And he's like, "Oh, I wonder if you know my coach."
Yeah.
You guys had a good chat.
Yeah.
So
he said, "Oh, are you doing the sprint race tomorrow?" I said, "No, I'm doing Xterra next week." And he goes, "Oh, well, then you must be pro being here so early, so never mind. I was going to give you some of my great advice, but I guess you already know it."
Good. Yeah, I was hoping you would give him some advice because he needs it, but that's all right.
I think he's got all he needs with you.
Oh. So, Danny boy, so you've been named a pretend foodie. So, what's your favourite post-race meal?
Wow. I've got a lot of pretend in my. Wow, I think Richmond comes to mind. We've had the 2 incredible Mexican meals that are dirty and involved and shared, and big flavour. Christ, it's really putting me on the spot here. I think of the favourite setups that we have in South Africa at our big national champs, and I hope you guys will at some point visit it. It's a truly spectacular event in a great place, and the family cook up an incredible spread that we have as a picnic afterwards, and the circle has grown into something much like this, maybe 10, 15 people coming and going around a blanket with various foods. So, food is experience, and for me it's social, and so if you can connect flavour with people, that's a good meal, especially when you've got a hunger going. So.
Yeah, and now you've started your own company, right? In the food endeavour with...
Somehow I find myself dabbling in 2 foodie startups, which have been tremendously exciting. I wish I had Craig Evans to back me up. Him and I have eaten pints of ice cream post-race many a time, and that somehow has led me to an ice cream company back home that's been really thrilling. We've been retailing for 2 years. It's a real artisan, seasonal flavors, small batch craft ice cream. That's been really exciting. And the second is a nut butter company that's equally exciting for South Africa. It's a space that's very well known here in the US, but having a choice of nut butters back home is very new and novel, and we have a squeeze pack in 32 grams that is a healthier alternative up on the trail. So.
Right.
Did they do
any sponsorship?
Thank you for asking.
Hey. So, Mr. Rubin, so tell us, how come you've been so consistent this year? What's been going on? What's been the change?
Last year was my first year, so my first intention for this year was improve my swimming, because Ben Allen swims really fast, and Dan too. So I improved my swimming with a new coach, and in my general training I have a new coach too. I try to improve my weakness, debilidades.
You have a weakness. Nice. Well, everyone's excited to see you perform at this race, so it should be good. Mao, so what have you been learning from these veterans?
Well, it's amazing. I mean, being my first year and involving with all of you, of course I feel like kind of a family. I mean, I see this like a Xterra family. It's living the dream. I'm really glad and really grateful for all of you, because you have everyone in his own way has took me in. So, well, first of all, thank you, and well, I just can say that I'm ready to give everything and keep learning from them. Yeah, hope to be in the front one day and be the one who's showing. Yeah.
Oh, you'll be in the front, buddy boy. You'll be in the front. That's right. He's still got to try haggis yet, though. So until he's done that, he's not going to be in the front. But so Ben, this is a question from Amy Donaldson of Deseret News. You've seen Ruben as much as anyone this year, and what do you think it's going to take to beat him?
I've seen more of Ruben's backside than anyone this year.
It's not that bad a backside, though, right?
No. Keep trying to chase it every year.
Perfectly.
Yeah, that washing detergent and washing stuff he uses is perfect. Well, I don't know. He's lifted the level, I think, of Xterra racing in the men's to a new height. And Ruben and I were talking about it at the ITU champs in Germany, and for me, it's inspirational that Ruben has come back into the sport, because it's lifted the level of competition up a huge step. And I think the last couple of years that I've been involved in the sport, some of the athletes have been able to win here and there, like Brad said, with luck and with everything going on their side. But now that we have Ruben, and he's lifted that bar up above, where athletes like myself and Dan and Josiah and Brad and Bruce really got to step up and lift our game, because he's really showcasing the sport of Xterra and what it means to be a professional Xterra athlete on the men's side, just speaking from the men's side. And it's sort of lifted my game. Like I think last year I trained really well, and I was fortunate enough to have a good race in Maui and finish on the podium. But for me to do that again this year, it's going to take an even bigger step than last year, and it's great for me, because it's going to help develop my skills as an athlete and help me develop as an individual triathlete overall. Because although coming from a swimming background, I swim okay, but my biking stinks compared to Ruben's. Just comparing myself to Ruben, because like, don't get me wrong, Ruben is a phenomenal athlete. He's the world's best athlete to this current day, and all of us guys sitting here, we've got to pull up our socks and really dig deep, because you can't sleep. You give Ruben an inch and he takes a mile. So you've just got to not hold back and do everything possible to be able to beat him. And I'm only speaking of Ruben because he's a very good athlete, and
luckily he doesn't know anything that you're saying.
He's
just said he's rubbish.
Pequeña española, that's all I know, little Spanish, but he's set the bar up high, and I think all of us athletes are really, if we want to challenge for the title, we've got to not have a bad day and not have a weakness, and I think that's the difference between winning and finishing second.
So when you said, Ruben, you're prepared to suffer in this course, what do you mean by that?
Because last year I stayed in altitude 1 week only, and I arrived here with not enough time, and I suffered a lot. It was horrible, because the swimming was really long, and when people say me, you have the head at 4 minutes. I say, 4 minutes? Are you crazy? Okay. So I start to suffer a lot until I take the head, and I arrive to the running dead, really dead. So this year I'm preparing to suffer more.
Cool. Now Angus Powers. Sorry, I was looking at the next question. Well, yeah. We know you can suffer, so it's going to be nerve-wracking for everyone, I think, to see that. Flora, this is from Angus Powers at the Red Bulletin in South Africa, and he has asked, how are you enjoying Stellenbosch, or how have you enjoyed it and training there? And do you have any anecdotes to talk about from the Bosch?
From the Bosch. No, I love Stellenbosch. I've really enjoyed my time there. I think I'm lucky because obviously I've gone there to visit Dan, and the whole town knows Dan, so I've kind of had like a VIP treatment there and seen all the good spots and drank a lot of nice wine, ridden some nice trails. The one small detail I didn't know about Stellenbosch before arriving is that everyone there, or most of the town, speaks Afrikaans, including, well, Dan, obviously. So I arrived and I couldn't speak the language that everybody else speaks, and so that was definitely
Hard.
a little difficult at first.
Yeah.
Because everyone's talking around you and you're just sitting there like, well, I have no idea what they're saying.
Similar to
But-
Ruben.
Yes, so I can relate to this, Ruben. But no, it's a great place, and I would encourage everyone to visit and go do the Xterra there.
Yeah.
It's definitely should be top of anyone's list.
Yeah, definitely. And try some of the ice cream afterwards, right?
Yeah.
Could be worse.
We actually had an ice cream bike, a custom bike at Grabo last year, so serving as
What, the bike was made of ice cream?
almost, but the inside was really, really fun
Wow.
to have it there, yeah.
And what has it been like for you this year? Obviously, you've travelled a bunch and seen some countries and all that good stuff. What have you taken away from your travels? Like, what have you learned from that?
Getting deep and meaningful is the other
I
thing.
know.
We're not going to go there. You started at such
I know.
a...
We've gone from nipples to ice cream.
Yeah,
To
what a trend.
philosophical.
I have had a tremendous year and I'm very grateful for that, and it's included a few terrific spots, including Sydney, probably highlighting, I think, the travel experience this year. We had a new race out, and to see kangaroos just bounding across a race course has been really neat, and sort of those types of spontaneous moments have been splendid. But I think travel is a life school in itself. I'd be bold enough to say, and I'm very glad for my travels, and I feel like I continually learn, continually humbled, continually make cultural mistakes, not sensitive enough, not patient enough, too critical, and travel hopefully tapers some of that. But it's really fun having someone like Flora step into Stellenbosch, where you've become numb to the small nuances of town and the way we live life, and even that can be refreshing. So I guess it's just being open to.
Yeah, all of that. And there's actually a question from Andy Thompson from the Richmond Times, because you're well known in Richmond, of course, and wants to know if Dan Hugo and Brad Weiss will be competing as a team in I think it's in Munja. I don't know what that is.
Well, definitely no. Andy, thank you for the question. So the Munga is a South African event that's got a $1 million prize purse. And so it's a really crazy event that fits right in with South Africa, unfortunately or fortunately. We have a culture of participating, an endurance culture, and that's probably why we have the largest Xterra in the world. And so this event, for the first time to be raced in December, is a non-stop 1,000-kilometer from Bloemfontein to Stellenbosch. And it's a very tricky one. So just, Andy, I mean, have you thought about the cheating possibilities? Riding through the night, through very remote areas, how are you going to police something that's got such high incentive for a sporting event? So Andy, unfortunately, I have my reservations about the event. I love that someone has backed that sort of money, and I hope for endurance sport, those sort of stakes could do what big money has done for golfing. But I do believe the race is going to be won by someone who's not well known in cycling circles, someone who's done 100 hours continuous, knows how to eat and generate light himself while cycling through the night, etc. Brad and I, however, are very soft. We like ice cream and fine wine, so we unfortunately do not fit the mold. But Andy, we will come to Richmond soon.
Nice. Brad, what do you have to say about that?
I think that covered all the bases.
Yeah, you're soft is all I got.
Yeah. Me too. I'm
What-
reeling.
What's your favourite flavour of ice cream?
We're actually very close with the ice cream maker at Ice Cream Community, and he came up with a beetroot and honeycomb over the summer, which was definitely my favorite.
Oh, strange. Nice.
There's some weird and wonderful flavors that come out of that kitchen.
Does it turn your pea red? You know.
Must do, but I
It'll look.
didn't take a close enough look.
Don't need enough net yet.
So Ben, you've travelled all over. What's your favourite race?
Philippines.
I
Love that
agree.
place.
It's wicked.
So crazy, so gnarly. Yeah, what do you say about it? It's just one big whitewash of craziness all in one. You've got goats, dogs, animals, people.
We ride through people's huts and houses,
little
that's what I
shanty towns through
Yeah.
their front door, out the back. See you later. Thanks for coming. There you go. It's phenomenal. It's a crazy event, and just I think the people just make it what it is.
Basically, we get put up in a 5-star hotel.
That's
what I was
right.
gonna say, it's a tough life, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah.
They're the people, like, they literally have nothing. They live from hand to mouth, and they don't care. They've got smiles on their face, and they're just so appreciative to have us Xterra athletes just out there enjoying the sport for what it is. And I think, yeah, for Jackie and I, it's truly a really fantastic event.
Nice. So in terms of being here in Ogden, I know, Susie, you said that you've come out early. So talk about altitude and how you prep yourself for this event.
I come 2 weeks early.
Yep.
I don't think I really do anything special, so I just come out and try to spend time here. My history of racing at altitude has never been favorable.
Yeah.
So I figure if I can do anything in my favor, it's at least just come early and just train normally. I think for the first week to 10 days, I just feel really sluggish and underpowered, and
Yep.
you know, you're just having to work through all that stuff. But eventually, I feel like it just kind of turns around, and of course 2 weeks isn't enough for a full acclimation, but it's better than nothing. So it gives you a little bit of mental confidence.
Yep.
Where otherwise it's in the back of your head all the time, like, oh, I've never raced well at altitude, this sucks, I'm breathing too hard, but I can put a little bit of that aside and just stay more calm and just race more like I want to race.
Sure. That's all right. If you hear anyone breathing out of their arse, it's probably me. But and one of the questions actually for me was, what is it like to come back to the sport, having been injured and whatnot? And I think you can tell from the atmosphere here, it's like a family, and everyone is incredibly passionate about what they do. So when you're taken out of that fold and you're not able to do it, it really puts things in perspective. So I'm just overjoyed to see everyone, to be racing with everyone, and to be part of that atmosphere. So I'd honestly encourage anybody out there, try Xterra racing, try Xterra trail runs, just get out there in the land, around the people, and you're not going to regret it.